So now we are in the inner court. The palace over here, which used to be the living residence for the empress back in the Ming Dynasty. But the last Ming empress, she took her own life in that palace because her husband is going to sacrifice himself for his dynasty. Before he took his own life, he gave the order to his empress, asked her to commit suicide. She took the order and killed herself in this palace. When those Qing emperors, when they arrived in the Forbidden City, they thought that palace was a haunted place, was a cursed place. They never wanted to live in that palace. Later on, that palace was converted into a place where those emperors and royal families practice their own belief, like a shamanism, like a religious chamber. Okay?
So, suicide back then would have been a poison, or would have been, for a woman, would have been different from a man. Women didn't hang themselves, right? It wasn't that way.
They hang themselves. They did hang themselves at the end of the dynasty, because the emperor thought that my family will sacrifice for my dynasty. So that's why he killed himself and killed his favorite concubines, and also asked his empress to do the same as what he's going to do for himself. The small buildings over here, they were the temporary living residence for the eunuchs. You know the eunuchs? You don't know the eunuchs? The emperor had so many ladies living in the Forbidden City, and they need a lot of servants, the male servants, to do the tough manual work, laboring work. But they do not want those male servants to mess around with their ladies. That's why those male servants has to be castrated. Those people were called eunuchs. Okay, and those people, most of those eunuchs, they live outside the Forbidden City. They work inside, but live outside. When they were on duty, for those favored eunuchs, they would be sleeping in those small buildings.
Get it? Yeah.
You understand? Yes. So this is the picture of those eunuchs. The picture was taken at around the time of 1900. This is how they look like. They were young. There were boys. They were castrated at around the age of 7 or 8, because their family were dying of hunger, and so the boys were presented to those places where they specialized in castration, and then they were donated to those palaces or mansions. Mansions refers to the royal families. Emperor's brothers, they also had a lot of eunuchs in their places, and then they would be working in the Forbidden City and live outside the Forbidden City. Most of them had a very miserable life. They didn't being treated very well, and the system was abolished in 1911, and the last eunuch died in 1996 at the age of 94 years old. So those people, apart from their clothes and their hats and clothes, what else do they have in common? No facial hair, because of lacking the body part. Their body cannot secrete enough hormone to grow the beard, other facial hair. That's why, they're all the eunuchs.